Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So we got the crypto market today. Everything seems to be in the green-ish. Relatively speaking, we're not making too big of moves at this moment in time. The market cap's still hovering around that 241 mark, 241.7 billion. XRP dominance still at 66, approximately 66.1 right now. Wait, did I just say XRP dominance? Boy, is that wishful thinking. I meant Bitcoin dominance, by the way, guys. And you know, these numbers haven't really changed too much when you look at XRP on the charts. We're still hovering within this level of support, this demand zone here, just waiting for another surge to occur. Now, Swell has wrapped up, guys. There was some great news coming out of Swell. I know some of the XRP community members had a good time over there in Singapore, and people have been asking me, why didn't you go to Singapore? To be honest with you, November has been such a busy month for me with non-XRP related stuff. I'm still in the process of doing post-production on my short film, guys. For those of you guys who know, I'm a filmmaker, and I've been working diligently on that. I've been trying to coordinate my special effects person, my composer, my audio mixer, and I still have to work with the colorist schedule. So suffice it to say, November has been super busy for me, so I wasn't able to attend Swell this year, maybe next year, but I don't want to get off topic about that. We had Swell and we had some great news, but I don't feel like there was anything really overwhelmingly poignant that was announced at Swell that really did anything for speculation or price or anything like that. Last year we had the X-Rapid announcement that really brought XRP price up for the weeks leading up to Swell, and some people are wondering about XRP price. And you know, we have on-demand liquidity. There are some companies now using ODL for making transactions, and that also hasn't really had an impact on XRP price. So will this ODL business actually have an effect on XRP price? Well, guys, I'm going to get to that in a second, but first, I wanted to talk about this. I saw this on Twitter from XRP Joker. That's at Joker_XRP. Ask yourself this, guys. What is the difference in circumstance between the 2007-8 financial position compared to now? And he answers this for you guys. It's crypto. That's right. Cryptocurrency is the only difference. And there are a few philosophies on this. Chokehodl on Twitter responds to this. To me, it makes sense that if equities crash and FIs lock up, people will move their wealth over to crypto. However, there are many who disagree with me, yet no one has articulated to me why my belief is wrong. XRP Joker responds, the next crisis will result in trust in the financial system collapsing. People will seek an alternative to traditional banking. Chokehodl responds, I predict that exchanges will become the new banks and FIs. If ZIRP, NIRP, bail-ins become the norm, it will make more sense to just put your wealth in a staking coin and leave it on an exchange, since that will beat out everything else in terms of returns. Guys, I do not suggest you put anything on the exchange, or rather keep anything on the exchange. It is prone to hacks, as XRP Joker mentions down here. I do keep all my crypto on a Ledger Nano S. I have an affiliate link in the description. You can use it if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you don't have a wallet, though, I do suggest the Ledger Nano S or X are very good options. They will keep your Bitcoin, your XRP safe, whatever you have. And so while I was reading this tweet, it got me thinking, and I was scouring the internet, and it kept niggling at me when I saw this article here, why Bitcoin's next halving may not pump the price like last time. And so there are two camps on this. Ultimately, this article states that even though we have seen price rise in the past for Bitcoin, and there have historically been rises before, the two halvings that had occurred on November 28th, 2012 and July 9th, 2016, respectively, that is not to say that it will continue to occur. Now, this article suggests that maybe we've already seen it with that price boost from about 3,500 all the way up to 14,000 back in June. Maybe it was already built in. There are other theories here suggesting that, we would really need to see the market cap of Bitcoin reach 2.9 billion in order for there really to be a huge price increase in and around that time. So people are skeptical about this. I will link this article in the description of the video if you guys want to read more information about this. But then I saw this article completely refuting that claim, and this is why the internet's so great. You can find articles basically on the exact same thing, and it's important to get both sides of the story. I mean, we're all in the crypto space, and even if we don't hold Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin really does have an impact on the rest of the cryptocurrency market and XRP, right? In a spec market, all cryptocurrencies are affected by Bitcoin. So until we see that real world utility, we are affected by Bitcoin. Let me read you guys this. Bitcoin will surpass the market cap of gold and could ultimately be worth 1 million per BTC, a well-known industry figure Bobby Lee has said in a series of tweets on November 10th. Lee, who co-founded Chinese cryptocurrency exchange BTCC and now runs a Bitcoin wallet startup, became the latest voice in the expanding debate on Bitcoin versus gold. Lee suggests that the Bitcoin market cap will indeed hit 8 trillion. So whereas these guys say it needs to hit 2.9 before the halving. Oh, by the way, this article is just suggesting that it might not increase before the halving, but that's not to say that the price of Bitcoin is going to stay stagnant at where it is. I think these people are still bullish on Bitcoin. They were just particularly discussing the halving and if, when could the price go up before then, whereas Bobby Lee does suggest that, we are in for a huge Bitcoin influx. And so he suggests that by 2028, he could see an actual flippening with Bitcoin's value versus that of the entire market capitalization for gold. Okay, guys, gold has been around for centuries, and he thinks that there could be a flippening as soon as 2028. He says that in 9 years' time, we could actually see a BTC go past 500,000 per BTC. I think that's a little conservative personally, especially by 2028. He says by the 20th year, daily new output will be just 255 BTC, yearly inflation of less than 0.5%, more scarce than gold. Not only that, guys, bringing us back to XRP Joker's tweet here, I want to mention this as well. Money printing could also take BTC to $1 million. So there are a lot of factors that this again is still talking about within the next 6 months, the halving, and if the price could or could not maybe go up more, depending on that. But this realistically is the bigger picture. We know the Fed has been guilty of printing money in the past. Why wouldn't we expect them to continue printing money in the future? And now for that burning question of ODL vis-a-vis XRP. This from the Daily Hodl. XRP investors on Reddit are analyzing whether Ripple's on-demand liquidity, which utilizes XRP as a bridge to move fiat across borders, will ever have a positive impact on the price of XRP. So here are some highlights here from a few Reddit users. My understanding of the idea behind ODL pumping price is supply is roughly stagnant compared to the future increase in demand. If we consider supply as the amount currently in trade orders on ODL exchanges, as this will be the only XRP accessible, this doesn't include the 50 billion locked up, people hodling, but only the amounts currently being traded. That from Ad Napolis on Reddit. I don't think it's ODL that will increase the price directly, but indirectly, it will influence external factors. If ODL use ramps up over the next couple of years, I think it builds trust in investors, otherwise uncertain. ODL will generate actual value and investment. Won't be seen as speculative as it currently is. An increase in market makers, arbitrageurs, institutional funds, normies, etc. will be an increase in demand indirectly attributed to ODL. That from Ultimate_Carlos. So we got some people here thinking that, trust needs to be built with this ecosystem before real players can jump in with this ODL game. Right now, there's kind of the test hamsters using it. And I don't want to call these companies that because they are bona fide companies, but realistically, it's a drop in the bucket of who could really be using ODL at the present moment. Now, guys, part of that is because of trust. Part of that is because of cryptocurrency regulations. If you have a large company and they do business all over the world, it could be that 85% of their customers won't be able to benefit from ODL because they live in countries that are not regulated. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but that's just a for instance. Also, we have to understand that combined with the fact that since that is the case, there aren't that many ODL transactions occurring, so the XRP being pumped into the space isn't enough. You got to remember these companies already hold XRP that they bought OTC from Ripple, and so it's not affecting the price because they're using their current supply, and so the mass amount of XRP, the mass need for it, the mass demand for it hasn't really been tapped. So to me, that's how I'm seeing this thing. I'm thinking of it as a supply and a demand issue, and realistically, there's way too much supply in the market right now for any of this stuff to really have an impact on XRP price, at least in the meantime. I think that could all change at any point. I seriously do believe that. I do think that there could be a moment when government says, okay, we've released this regulation, have at it, folks. At that point, we could see more transactions going through XRP, but not only that, that would create a snowball effect, and then more speculators would enter the market as well. So we just keep seeing the price go up and up and up, partially because of spec, but also partially because of utility. It's a very, very complicated scenario, and we kind of have to look at all angles. We kind of have to monitor all angles of this. And so finally, I saw this tweet from Mr. B XRP, that's at XRP Mr. He was in Singapore for Swell. And guys, when you are feeling down about your XRP holdings, you have to remember this, because this, I think, is really, really, really one of the most important things for you to hold dearly to you, an ace in your pocket. One question I ask of every Ripple team member I could was, do you hold XRP? Hearing them say yes wasn't nearly as meaningful as the smile on their faces when they did. I am in the business of reading people, and they are clearly bullish on XRP. Stop for a second, guys, and think about what that means. Ripple employees holding XRP. Do you really think that XRP is going to stay at 30 cents per token when we know full fact that Ripple team members hold XRP? Bob Way holds XRP, Brad Garlinghouse holds XRP, Chris Larson holds XRP personally, David Schwartz holds XRP. Brad Garlinghouse has even gone on the record by stating that their employees have chosen to opt into a plan, some of their employees, where they can opt in and take XRP as something similar to a stock option. And so Ripple offers this to their employees. So since this is the case, the fact that Ripple is even offering this could only mean to me that they expect XRP price to rise in the future. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.